My name's Jennifer Thomas. I'm doing my media analysis project on the Nickelodeon child/teen star Amanda Bynes, who recently ended up in the limelight with a DUI charge and a hit and run, in which case she hit an LA County cruiser, and has basically been dealing with legal tribulations stemming from those charges. She did plead not guilty to both charges and has been in and out of court since the incident occurred. She started out in 1994 acting and landed her role on All That, Nickelodeon's tween sketch comedy show, in 1996, and did that until 2002, actually. In addition to All That, she also starting in 1999 in her own The Amanda Bynes Show, which was a Nickelodeon sketch comedy show. In 2002, she really started to want to leave Nickelodeon and not be a Nick kid, basically, at the age of 30. She landed a role on the WB networks, on the WB network with Jennie Garth, What I Like About You, and did that for a couple of years, and then graduated high school in 2004. This seemed to be when she really started becoming more and more distressed with the roles that were being offered to her. In 2007, she did manage to land the role in Hairspray, which was actually a pretty big role for her, considering she hadn't been doing too much in the last couple of years. And then in 2010, she actually did Easy A, which was a really great spot for her. In addition to that, in 2010, she did land on the cover of Maxim for basically breaking out of her shell and wearing the sexy lingerie, trying to portray herself in a more adult image, basically, and was basically on the precipice of transitioning into her adult acting career. Her big main role that she landed in 2011, that would have been really her first adult acting role, was in the movie Hall Pass, in which she showed up for work unprepared, and initially they were going to let her stay and decided they would end up firing her, which was the start of the downward spiral that has brought her to where she is today. She has basically been raised by Nickelodeon, which has some pretty wild allegations of statutory rape and pedophilia and all kinds of crazy stuff going on behind the scenes. A lot of people say that's where her erratic behavior comes. Some people say it was her strive to keep up with Lindsay Lohan, who basically was running neck and neck with her when she went off the deep end and managed to maintain all that public limelight. So some think this was a strategic move, her basically getting into trouble so she could maintain some sort of publicity. She has stated that she has retired from acting, but I think if she is still really interested in being an actress and being taken serious, there is definitely hope for her image. I did a lot of research, and one of the top firms handling crisis management for most celebrities and for some really famous incidences is PHA, based out of London. They actually did handle Robert Downey Jr. and Kate Moss and brought their careers back. Some people say Robert Downey Jr.'s comeback was one of the greatest Hollywood comebacks. I'm definitely grateful that he ended up coming back. My media strategy for her would be to hire a firm such as PHA. The way that Robert Downey Jr. went about it, instead of cheesy publicity stunts, he worked really hard for people to take him seriously, showed up at the right events, didn't get wasted anymore, cleaned his act up, became a healthier person, and strived really hard, and eventually, with a couple of years of some really hard work, started offering some really fantastic roles in which he was able to prove himself. I think if she wants a long Hollywood career and to have a lot of longevity in her second half, or the adult portion of her career, a firm like PHA would be her best move. They can get her moving in the right direction, and although she may not be focusing on acting for the next couple of years, she could definitely work on her public image and poise herself for a really strong comeback in Hollywood. That would be my advice, and the first direction would be consulting with them and seeing what advice they would also have for her. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.